might truly be something wrong with me. Like, truly. Listen. The reason I say this is because the anime TBATE is so bad, from some people that have said it. I don't know everybody, right? But it's been the word of everybody that there is a literal petition going around to get rid of the anime. Now, that is not the biggest thing or the biggest statement out there. The biggest part about it is that there are actually thousands of people signing it, and it's just growing and growing and growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's very, very interesting. We're gonna be seeing a video from Chibi Reviews and talking about it, and I'm guessing why and or where it came from, like the petition and everything. Let's get straight into this because I'm very curious. There's no way that this anime is that bad that there's really a petition going around for it. Like I just don't believe that. I did hear about it and I saw like TikToks and stuff, but I didn't really truly believe that. But we're gonna be learning the truth today. Okay, let's go. Let's see.
How many people hate the beginning after the end anime? Because 45,000 people.
Let me go back.
I underestimated how many people hate the beginning after the end anime. Because 45,000 people, or correction, 46,000 people.
I want to know, where is this thing right now? I have to see it. It's on change.org, right? TBATE petition. I bet you I can find it like that. Let me see. Because currently of the video, you see, it's 46,000. I want to see what it is. Oh, so you're telling me this thing is it really is growing. I like how they say I like how in here they say, guys, it's not Turtleme's decision entirely. Of course it's not. He got like deceived and shit by Crunchyroll. Technically, not technically. Do not direct your hate to Turtleme. He's trying his best. Be grateful. He even made TBATE in the first place. Yeah, that's a W. Man's #1. Stop hating. Also, we just want better animation. That's it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have not watched it yet. I will be watching it. I said I would be watching it, but I have not watched it yet. But there's no way it's that bad. Maybe it's coming from me because I watch a lot of shitty anime. But you know, I'm just saying it cannot be that bad, bro. There is no way. There's no way it's that bad. And it really has grown 5,000 people since 3 days from this video. I wonder how it's gonna be in like a week.
The change.org site has petitioned for the demand of the cancellation and redo of the beginning after the end anime adaptation. And I mean, you can just scroll down briefly and you just see a lot of disgruntled people commenting about the
TBATE is the reason why my love for web novels and audiobooks started and grew. I love the story and world building, and I have recommended it to multiple of my friends and peers. They all love it as well. Imagine my excitement when there was an anime adaptation coming out. I wanted to have faith that it would be good, but after the first episode, I was dumbfounded. Turtleme, Brandon Lee, please don't ruin TBATE by letting this continue. I'm begging you. To be fair, I agree with the dude. I read the manhwa. It was my second manhwa after Solo Leveling, W manhwa. I recommend it to a lot of people. It actually put a standard, I guess, because I was an anime only for a long time until literally like the end of last year, beginning of this year for the most part. And I have always watched a lot of fantasy anime, isekais, whatever, where the person is growing and they get kind of strong. And it's like one season, maybe they go to episode 13 and then the show ends. That's it. They fight a villain, then the show ends. You're sitting there and you're wondering what's going to happen afterwards. It comes back 10 years later. Then I read TBATE, or the beginning after the end, and I'm like, whoa. When we learned that he's not the average isekai person. Man, this was a King Gray in his past. What the hell? I was not expecting that, #1. #2, Mans is overpowered as hell, but in my opinion, done right. Why do I say that? Because Mans was obviously giving some pretty damn good things without any spoilers. Like, he was pretty overpowered. People can say that. Then we come to find out that because he was overpowered, it wasn't everything. And I love shows like that. Mushoku Tensei, for example. I just love the fact that you could be overpowered, but power itself is not everything. His character has to grow. His mentality has to grow. He will have struggles that are way stronger than him. And I loved that. And then we get the adaptation. And no one cares about anything I just said. because if you don't know anything about the manhwa, that shit is just a copy and paste of any other shitty isekai out there right now. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Situation talking about there's a lot of comments here, and they give like their full scope of what they want or just how they're upset about it, and it's very clear that regardless if this is going to go anywhere or not, there is definitely a lot of passionate fans a part of the beginning after the end community.
I bet you there's probably like more sites of people petitioning anime other than just change.org. I bet you.
And the fact that this petition even exists showcases that the anime is it's not doing so well. I mean, we kind of already got that idea. I mean, in the first episode release,
we knew.
But when you have the actual offer at the beginning after the end, having to make an official statement on Reddit just a few days ago, talking about how they're aware of the criticism and the hatred towards the anime, and then kind of giving a little bit of insight of how everything went wrong, I think it's very clear that that it's reached nuclear levels.
To be fair, and also I think it's a W that he did that. Like, yes, he messed up. Yes, he shouldn't have did it. Yes, it was bad decision. It's gonna mess up TBATE's reputation and stuff like that. However, it kind of just showed like the true fans, the people like me or other people that read the manhwa, that yeah, we kind of knew that he didn't just do the shit just to be like petty and wanted to be like, wanted to ruin his own story. It really was some kind of miscommunication, misrepresentation along the lines. He might have been used or misinformed, kinda. It wasn't necessarily some malicious thing from him specifically. So we can all get behind and say it was not Turtle Me who said, I'm gonna mess up my own manhwa. It makes no sense, right? It was never like that. So I guess that it gave a understanding behind the reason why he did it, which is, cool, I guess.
Of just drama, but also just how bad it really can be. I'm going to be honest with you, this might be one of the worst reactions I've seen to an anime adaptation in a good while. I don't know if it is the quote-unquote the worst, but it's definitely up there, because I've never seen an offer, at least...
I don't know, I'm trying to think, is it the worst reaction to a bad like anime adaptation? I don't know about like numbers and being like petitions and stuff, but we have a list of stuff like that. The second season of The Promised Neverland, the third season of Tokyo Ghoul, the fifth season of fuck, I'm trying to think, Sword Art Online, there's a the third, fourth-ish season, and The Best Fight, I quote, in Seven Deadly Sins. Like there's plenty of anime out there where people just kind of got together and said it doesn't even exist, even though it's out there right now. It doesn't even exist whatsoever. I didn't watch Blue Lock, but I heard that people didn't like the newest season of Blue Lock because they had still frames and stuff like that or whatever. But like, I feel like maybe it's the biggest because we're seeing this petition. I don't know, right? I'm not sure. Maybe it's the biggest because people actually have the source, and a lot of people actually read the source and they know the story is great, and then it's getting such a bad adaptation. I don't know, but I don't think it's the biggest one. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Recent memory, not just having to confront the criticism and the hatred towards it, but having a petition with over 46,000 individuals,
which is crazy,
writing down their own names,
51,000 them,
everything, wanting this to change. Then you have the entire anime community kind of like crapping all over it. Then you have the animation that is just even worse than the actual webcomic. I'll show this in a second. This clip is embarrassing. It's gonna make the anime look even worse. But it's just, it's wild. Like, just the back-to-back information that keeps coming out about this, to the interviews, to the official statements, to damage control. It's just like, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what Studio ACAT, what Crunchyroll, or anyone was thinking.
I mean, Studio ACAT was thinking, we got this in the bag. We could do this. This is another anime. Yep, It was just another anime to them. Because to be fair, if we go off their track record, they are doing the similar things that they've always been doing. And to be fair, it's not like it's the worst thing ever. It's just not good for anybody. But it never was trying to be good for anybody, and that's the real issue, I guess, right? It's not like it's not like they had really good anime and this is the worst one because something bad happened. This is the normal for them for the most part. Not to beat up the studio that much. It's kind of rude, don't get me wrong, but like, that's just how it is. And I'm saying that as someone who watches a lot of the anime from Studio ACAT. But I just like shitty anime when I'm at work. I like shitty anime when I'm making food. I just like put it on the side. I like shitty anime when I'm playing the game and I can just put it on my desk and I'm just casually looking over here and there, or I'm listening to it. But like that stuff you don't really remember. You don't know the main character. You don't know any side character. Solo leveling. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I love solo leveling. But you don't really care about anything in the story whatsoever because it's just for like background noise for the most part. And it just sucks when a story like this doesn't deserve that. That's the part that's horrible.
Thinking when they got to work on this project, because there's no way anyone in their right headspace, when they were sitting down at a board meeting and looking at the production of this anime, looked at like the first 3 episodes and was like, this is a-okay. Like, nobody in their right mind would look at that. And I'm gonna be harsh about this. It's like, everybody knows. Like, even looking at the bare minimum, you know what, I'm gonna show this clip. I'm just gonna get right into it because it's very important. But like, even looking at the bare minimum, okay, of everything, the animation is so stiff and so bad. You have the actual webcomic. You can see it right here.
Why does his head look so damn big for some reason? I feel like is that nitpicking to say that? I don't know. It just looks so big for his body. I don't know. It look weird.
Webcomic is actually more animated than the freaking episode itself. That's insane.
Which, to be fair, I heard... The webcomic is more animated than the episode itself. That is a crazy statement. I'm not gonna lie. But I was about to say, I actually heard it's like way easier to do it for like actual images or a page or whatever to make it like compared to making it move. But like still, no excuses.
When you actually have a webcomic that is still frames placed back to back, and the anime that is supposed to be movement, and even CGI, even if they cheaped out CGI, it would have more movement, but they didn't even do that. They just literally painted pictures, pasted it together, and posted it as an...
I could have did this the night before. I actually think I really could have did it. Like I'm saying that as a joke, cause I don't know a damn thing about animated, but I think I really could. With me making my thumbnails, I think I could copy and paste a few images, crop out a few characters, man.
Episode, and it's like, how does a webcomic have more art and animation than a freaking anime? That's insane. Like, this is actually embarrassing when you see the movement. So like, look at this. You have the talking and you have the different reactions of the characters, and you just see this still frame here. It's just...
Oh, I thought it was paused. It wasn't paused.
Once again, I want to actually reinstate this, that there had to be board meetings for this. They had to sit down, and they had to discuss and say, this is A-okay. They had to approve this, like the director, the animators, everyone had to sit down, and they took a look at this. They were like, let's green light that. Push that out the gate. Everybody's gonna love this, and it's very clear. Not everybody.
They knew. We all knew. Everybody knew. I don't know why anybody even like. We all actually knew. We were talking about it. Oh no, guys! I don't think the beginning after end is gonna have a good animation because it's Studio ACAT. I got a bad feeling about this. We all knew, bro. It wasn't even a debate really. We were all literally just coping the whole time. We all knew. It was not a secret whatsoever. And if we knew, they freaking knew. I would hope.
Everybody loves it. I mean, the reaction to this has just been kind of bad. Like, I mean, it is just outright, I gotta be honest, this is slop. Like, this is probably one of the biggest failures I've seen for an anime in a while.
It's literally a different number here, 46,000 compared to the other one, which is 48,000, which means that people are just casually still signing it as he's making this video. That is actually insane to me. I just had to point that out. That is wow.
It's truly terrible, and that's sad because honestly, right now, what really should happen in a good timeline, the beginning after the end will be the most popular anime of this season. Like, hands down. It would be easily one of the most popular. Everybody would be talking about it. And everybody
I feel like it would take a while because I feel like if you don't know anything about the beginning after end, right? If you never read it, it is very similar to Mushoku Tensei. And a lot of people will call it like a copy and paste watered down version. And to be fair, it is not, right? As a reader, it is not. It's not. It starts out pretty similar. A lot of isekais do. But like, it's not. However, if you know nothing, you're anime only, you watch like 5 isekai, sure. I could see people going, oh, just another one. Now, with good enough animation, maybe that wouldn't have mattered whatsoever, and people will actually stick through and see how good it actually is, see how good a character Arthur is, see how good of the all of the characters are. Even the side characters are amazing. I love the freaking elf girl and her grandfather, bro. Oh my, I love my man. He's awesome. He's a W. The little fucking weirdo dude, the researcher guy that loves Arthur. Oh my god, I love that guy. But anyways, you know.
Like, yo, this is Mushoku Tensei, but slightly different. And then it would evolve into its own thing, and people would fall in love with it. It should.
I did not pre-watch. I just said that.
At the very least,
shut up,
70-80% the same treatment as Mushoku Tensei Season 1, but obviously it did not, and it is just damaging this brand so much. As more stuff comes out about the series, the more and more people are just not wanting to have any interest for this story. However, I will say that the community for this is very passionate. I mean, once again, I gotta point this out because it's very important. The fact you have over 46,000 people and then a bunch of disgruntled, fans talking about it, I think shows how passionate they are. Now, regardless if you agree with this petition or not, it doesn't change the fact that, yeah, people are upset. They don't like this. And even if this theoretically ever got a green light for a season 2, I think the damage is done. And even if, like, for instance, season 2...
it's gonna be like the same, like, treatment like Cyberpunk. I've never played the game, but I did hear about, like, the fail and everything, and even now I see good clips and videos about it, where people still today kind of have that image of, well, it started bad, so it's gonna be bad. Even though it is better, but it started bad, so it's gonna be bad. That's just how it is. Like, the initial impression of certain things is going to be on the mind of everybody. At least, yes, there'll be some people that be like, yeah, I'll try it, yeah, I'll give it another try, yeah, I'll watch it, yeah, I'll play it, but the majority of people, they're not even going to give it another chance. They're going to move on to the next thing, and that's just how it is. There's way too many anime nowadays coming out for anybody that has not read this or don't know anything about this, haven't seen clips, haven't seen anything that go, yeah, I'm going to stick it to the end. Nah, unless you're bored, right? You got other things to watch. Come on, man.
One of the best animated seasons of all time, which it won't, but if it was, hypothetically, I don't think you could save it. I don't think people would come back to watch this just because of the damage that's been done.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. Like, I can't help but feel
Seven Deadly Sins is actually a perfect example of that. I love it so much and everything. And yeah, sure, I think stories that go after the main character and have, like, kids and everything kind of don't really last that long if the kid isn't that likable and or if people just like the parents. Example, Naruto's awesome. Boruto isn't that bad, but most people don't want to watch Boruto without Naruto, or anyways, my point of bringing all that up is that Seven Deadly Sins was horrible, right? It was awesome, I liked it and everything, but then it died down in like season 3-ish, 4-ish when Escanor and Meliodas was fighting. Now there is a whole new season of Seven Deadly Sins. Nobody really talks about it. Like, it's great. I saw animation for it. It looked awesome. It's nice ass fights and everything. It wasn't the best of the world or nothing, but it was definitely good. It was passable, a little bit above the bar actually. It was nice, but nobody mentions it at all because Seven Deadly Sins is 7 deadly frames. That's just how it is.
For the author, I can't help but feel bad for people involved, certain people involved. It's a mess, man. Like, I cannot imagine this. And to be fair, like, Crunchyroll, or not to be fair, but Crunchyroll's even advertising this series as well, and it's not doing it so hot. What were they thinking, man? Like, seriously. I don't know what it is, but, like, we are really cursed with webcomic adaptations just being terrible. Like, the only, like, webcomic adaptation that's really managed to do it okay is Solo Leveling, which is sad, man. Like, there's been so
Solo
much...
Leveling isn't even the best out there, and I'm saying it as a big fan. Manhwa, it was awesome. But, like, it should have been the Demon Slayer of manhwa. Like, no, some people don't like Demon Slayer. I don't, like, love it or nothing like that, or hate it. I just don't really, like, go my way to watch it. I think Solo Leveling was awesome. It didn't have to be a crazy in-depth story. It was just fun. Now, we could go into some crazy stories because people can see that there's a market in there. But that's just not how it is and how it's going to be. Like, oh my god, we had, like, what, Tower of God? Isn't it like a manhwa or web novel or something? I watched that last season. That shit was fucking horrible. Oh my god. And I was watching it just to see Rachel die. I just, and I don't know if it happened, so no spoilers. But I just want to see her die.
With, like, Tower of God, God of High School, for instance, those two series have...
Get out of my head, bro, dude. Get out of my head, bro. Please. I'm get out of my head. Get out of my head.
High potential to be some of the best stuff of all time,
dude.
But obviously we know how that went. And it just, when I see a situation like this, I'm going to be blunt here, it makes me fear for Omniscient Reader that's getting an anime. Like, it's supposedly getting an anime.
I gotta read that.
Early next year.
And I read, like, the first, like, 30 chapters, and this was when I first started getting into manhwa, so I don't know much about it yet.
And I'm a little bit scared. Like, I'm legitimately scared that Omniscient Reader is going to turn out kind of similar to maybe the beginning after the end, because I'm going to keep saying it. Omniscient Reader is hands down one of the best current ongoing webtoons. It is.
And to be fair, I was reading it, right? And I haven't read that many. I read, like, maybe 10 manuas, right? And I do have to say that they have a very similar, at least the ones I read, have a very similar formula. But then there's things like TBATE that was a little bit different. Solo leveling was not different. There's plenty of other ones that have a very similar like building for it. But I'm this speaking. I can't even say the fucking word. I can't say the word. Anyways, that manhwa was very good in my opinion. I don't think I've seen a manhwa like that. At least that was my first one of that type, at least, and I think it was a W. I didn't even get that far into it, also, so I just know it's gonna be great when I get the chapter like 200 and all that shit or whatever. But I don't know where I was even going with that because I can't say the word
Really good. And if it doesn't get a good adaptation, I'm going to be honest with you, I think I'm going to give up on webcomic to anime adaptations. I will. Because the fact that only Solo Leveling has managed to be able to do it is insane. I don't understand. Like, the research and the data is there that if you give a good anime adaptation with high quality art and animation, people will swarm it and love it. I mean,
exactly.
You don't even need to have an amazing story. Like, Solo Leveling is such a good example of that. And I'm not trying to crap on Solo Leveling. I'm really not, okay?
Right.
But you're not going to tell me Solo Leveling has the deepest of plots.
I don't. People that love the show, as me, right? I'm one of those people. Literally make jokes about how the fact that if you want to name anybody in the show, because you might forget names, who do you know in the show? Tell me right now. You know Jinwoo. You know Jinwoo's sister. You know Jinwoo's shadows. Oh, you know Igris. Oh, you know Tusk. You know Jinwoo's girlfriend. You know Jinwoo's friend. You know Jinwoo's mom. And then you get my point. No one knows anything that's not related to Jinwoo specifically, directly related to Jinwoo. Occasionally, people know the shadows though. Like, people know Igris, people know Baru. People know those names. But like, other than that, nobody else cares. Side characters have no plot whatsoever. They literally got forgotten completely.
And the fact
Shit.
that Solo Leveling has done just so well, and the fact that it is one of the most popular anime of this year easily, and of the recent years, and it did so well, I feel like there's enough data there to back up that if you do a good adaptation with good art and animation, it will just be successful.
Exactly.
Just don't understand, man. I just don't understand. Obviously, there's a lot more behind the scenes when it comes to production and stuff to get stuff out, but it's just like, why churn stuff out that is going to just straight up fail and be slop when you can make a good adaptation that's just going to be the best hit and break milestones?
Man. That's exactly what I be feeling about like games and stuff, or things that like jobs. I have no idea. It got to be something that we just don't know as consumers or just regular people. I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't understand it. I never have. I don't think I ever will. I don't know.
Record after record. I don't know, man. But I'll leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this. I saw this, and I saw this clip too with the art animation, how it's not as even good as the webcomic, and I was just like, dude, it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, that shit was horrible, man. All I gotta say is, my man, check my man Chibi reviews. I love watching his videos and everything. Don't beat me up. I react to his video. I love you, bro. I definitely made this video way longer than it needed to be, completely. But I just wanted to say, yeah, the beginning of the end is getting the hate. I actually have talked about this petition, but I didn't actually see it in depth. So this is just me basically talking about it and everything. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I saw the last video. You guys definitely liked that video of me talking about it and everything. So, I wanted to make another and all that before I went into work and all that. Definitely drop a like and a sub and a comment on my channel, as well as Chibi reviews, and I got all this stuff from him. I'm gonna give him a like and everything. I dropped the video down below. Other than that, thanks for watching. Have a good day, bro.